Hello and welcome back. This is the Board Game Hero and this is a Halloween special. In this video, we're going to be playing Nemesis. We all know that Nemesis is a long game, so we're going to try to make this video short by cutting out the times that I'm thinking. So for those of you who don't know Nemesis is a semi-cooperative game where you and your crewmates must survive on a ship infested with hostile organisms, which are the aliens. So if you have watched the Alien movie, it is exactly like that. So technically we are set up already. I'm going to use the soldier, a random draft. This is usually a semi-cooperative game, but they also have a solo mode. In solo mode, nothing changes in the game except for two things. First, you will have your own solo co-op objective cards. Second, all the items in the game is half rounded up. Okay, items can be obtained from these rooms. So rooms are hexes on the board, and it's unexplored now. So because we have been hibernating, and once we woke up, something wrong with the ship. So we have to explore. We have two objectives, and then when the first alien comes out, we have to pick from two of these, just one of this. So this first one is emergency postmortem. Place the blue character corpse object in the surgery room. This is the blue character corpse object. You have to carry that one and find the surgery room. The next one is cleanup crew. So I have to send the signal, and the nest must have been destroyed or the ship must have been destroyed. So in order to win Nemesis, you have to complete your objective and survive. To survive, you have to make sure that the ship goes to Earth and it's not destroyed, and you sleep in the hibernatorium. Or use the escape pod and get out of there. To make sure that the ship is working, you have to check the engine. The engine's here, the status of the engine is the one on the top. So if the one on the top here, because it's two, right? So if the one on the top is green, that means it's working. If it's green, it's working. If it's red, it's not working. If 2 out of 3 of this is broken, that means the ship will crash because the engines are not working. If half of them is green, which means it's working, no problem. Next thing you will think of is the coordinates. You have to make sure that the destination is going to Earth. So we have 4 coordinates here: Mars, Earth. I don't know the other two. The other one is deep space, so the other one I don't know. I forgot. And so it says here letter B. So if you open that card, it will tell you what letter B means there. It's either Earth, Mars, or deep space. So you have to make sure it's going to Earth. Aliens also have intruder board. We can figure out their weaknesses. So this is the aliens intruder board. We have 3 random weaknesses that we don't know yet, but if once we figure out their weakness, it's a negative to them, so it's a benefit for us. So in order to get that one, we have to check the character corpse. We have to get an intruder egg, and lastly, once we kill an intruder, we can investigate the carcass. This is a dice rolling game, so there is dice for resolution and some noise. All right, I guess that's enough introduction. Let's begin.
It started like countless times before, waking up in the cold fog within the hibernatorium at the very center of the ship. As usual, I was suffering from temporary amnesia due to FTL travel and hibernation. I knew my name and I had some basic memories, but I didn't remember clearly where I was or what I was supposed to do. The layout of the ship felt unfamiliar. I know that somewhere at the stern there are 3 engines, and somewhere in the bow section there was a bridge. I'm also conditioned to remember the location of the 2 escape pods, just in case something went really wrong. The rest was blurry, but this time, amnesia is not my only problem. One of my comrades was lying in his pod with a gaping hole in his chest. Emergency lights were flashing all over the place.
phase, I will draw up to 2 5 action cards. I will perform 2 actions. If I can't do any more action, that will be a pass and the round ends. Now, for each character, I'm using a soldier. They have their own deck of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards. I will tell you more about this once we play it. So this is a playthrough. This is not supposed to be a learning video. So if you're trying to learn Nemesis, this is not a perfect video for that. So alright, let's draw 5 cards from our deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is our starting card in this round. So we wake up and we can use Nerves of Steel, Covering Fire, Search, and Rest. Alright, so I'm going to pause the video, think of my turn, and then come back and execute my turns. That's the way to make it faster. Alright, so before I do an action, let me just remind you that basic actions are listed on the player board. So in order to do an action, if you see this icon, that means you will discard a card. So to do a basic action, I will have to discard 1 card to do a movement, a shoot, a melee attack, pick up heavy object, trade, or craft item. If I want to move slowly or careful movement, I will have to use 2 cards for that. Okay, and also cards are action. Aside from those that I listed earlier, you can also do what is listed in the action card. Some of them has a cost, some of them has a 0 cost, so the rest costs nothing. While none of this costs anything. So, but it's still an action. If you see an icon here at the top right, that means you cannot use that during a combat or during in a space that has an intruder. This one can be used in a combat, only used in combat. Right, so for our first turn, I will have to pick up I'm going to pick up this icon. This token means that's a corpse of another character in the game. The purpose of that, if you're asking, says here, place the blue character corpse in the surgery room. So if ever we find the surgery room and we're still carrying the body, we can commit to this objective and we can fulfill this. If that proves to be difficult, we can just instead do this. So we still have like 2 rounds to prepare, because once an intruder comes out, I will have to choose from one of these from these 2, and we're just gonna have to choose one. Okay, so my first action, I'm going to use my rest card. I'm going to discard because I don't need to scan any contamination set. I don't need to rest. I'm going to discard the rest card to pick up a heavy object. I'm going to pick this up. So now I'm carrying it. In my character, I have a left hand and a right hand. I can pick up 2 heavy objects. One of the heavy objects that I'm currently picking up, or I'm currently carrying, is my weapon. It's an assault rifle that has a 5 ammo. This is special for the soldier. So on my right hand, I have that corpse. I can also unlock 2 quest items by doing this in the armory room, discarding 1 card and discarding 1 card, the tools or a duct tape to activate this armor. So I don't have this yet, but I can do that. So those are objective or quest items. Okay, so my second action, you have to do 2 actions. I want to keep the search so I can search the rooms for any object that I need. So I don't think there's a surprise attack early in the game, so I'm going to discard Nerves of Steel to do a movement. Right, so let's go to the movement. Let's see, I'm going to go this side, so I'm going to that. First thing I will do is flip this, and you will see the smaller token. You will see the number here, number 2. You will see an arrow here, and you point that to the number 2 of the room. That means you can search twice in this room. But since we're playing solo, we are going to half that and round up. So we are now it has 1. And then it says here a door. So we are here. The door closes behind us. Now it's going to be hard to go back to that place. Okay, so we can either unlock this using a computer or destroy that using explosive. So that's what happened. And when you move to a room, without using a careful movement, we will have to roll a noise die. Noise die. So let's see. Let's roll the noise die, and that result, the X is that's a positive result. Silent. Our movement is silent. We didn't make any noise. All right. So we are now in engine control room. The turn goes back to us because we're playing solo. We can still do two actions or pass our turn and keep this card. Why would you want to keep a card? The intruder attacks depend on the number of cards you have. So if you have, let's say, if you have 3 cards and the intruder attack displays like 2, your card is more than that number, you don't get damage. This is also your defense. So if you spend all your actions, that means your character is too tired to defend himself against the intruder. So that's how you look at it thematically. So for now, there's no intruder on the board, and we roll the silent die. I'm going to do a search action. So my first action is to search, reduce the item counter by 1, and draw 2 items of the same color as the room. So the color of the room is yellow. So I'm going to draw from this deck yellow item because we have like red, green, and yellow rooms. So I drew an energy charge and a chemical. Chemical can fully load a flamethrower. Wow, we don't have that yet. The energy charge says fully load ammo in one energy weapon, but alright, that's cool because our assault rifle is an energy weapon, it says here. So I'm going to get the energy charge, and also we can close or open a corridor, a door. So if ever we need to go back to here, we can use the energy charge to open that door. So I'm going to keep this one and discard the other. I'm just gonna put it at the bottom of the deck. Alright, so that's our first action. Second action would be, I'm just going to keep 1 card. Second action would be, wait, so you search, right? So there's 1 here. Once you search, it's now 0, so you put that on 0. So this is also the tracker for that. Now each room also has an action. Engine control room, it says here to discard 2 cards, and we can interact with that room. The room's effects are listed on a separate reference, so I have to check back to this one. Oh wait, here, engine control room, we can check the status of the 3 engines. That's actually cool. We don't need to go to the engine rooms. We can check. That is awesome. I'm going to do that so that I can be confident that the engines are complete. So for my second action, I'm going to check the engine control room. So I'm going to discard 2 cards. I don't have cards in my hand, so I'm vulnerable during the event phase or intruder attack, but fortunately we don't have an intruder on the board. We're just going to look at the top. So the first engine is, oh no, good to know, the first engine is damaged. We have to fix that. The second engine is working. That's good. If the third engine is working, we don't have to fix the first engine. So let's see. It's working. That's great. Majority is working, so no problem. So that's our turn. That's also our round. So we moved here, we searched the room and checked the engine status, and it's working. The ship is working. Alright, so that's our round. It says here, event phase, move the time track. So we started at 15. We are now going down to 14. So that's our time track. If it goes to the red, that's the end of the game when we lose. Alright, and then next, intruder attack. Doesn't do anything because there's no intruder on the board. Fire damage, there's no fire. And then resolve an event card. We're going to draw an event card from this deck, and we drew Eclosion. So first of all, if there's an intruder on the board, they will move. These symbols will move to the neighboring room. That is 1 because you can see on the board it is numbered 1, 2, 3, 4. That specifies the direction. Right, so it says since there's no intruder, we're just going to read this one. Each character with larva on their character board immediately dies. So luckily we don't have a larva. Larvae or whatever are very dangerous. They're weak, but once you stay in their room, they will go inside your body, and when you draw this kind of card, you die immediately. Alright, every character draws 4 cards from their deck and scans all drawn contamination cards. Well, we're going to do that. Draw 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Even if we don't have contamination, this is just going to waste our cards. Instead of drawing it, it's going to go to the discard pile. And it says here, if they have at least 1 infected, we don't have that, put a larva on their character board, discard the drawn cards. Alright, so that is the first event. Doesn't do much except discard our cards. Let's go to the intruder bag development, because we have a bag here that started with tokens like this. So these are the tokens. It shows you what type of intruder are going to enter the board and what type of intruder are going to be developing in the ship. Because let's say they have some eggs lying around, the larva is lying around, they are definitely in the ship. They are just not yet coming out. So this shows that development that we don't see on the board. So for the intruder bag development, we have a help card here that will show us what will happen depending on the icon. So let's draw one and follow the instruction. So I drew this one. It means return this token to the bag and perform a noise roll in order. So first, let's put it back in the bag, and then we will perform a noise roll. So 1, in our room, we will place a noise token on the 1 space, as you can see here, 1. So there's a noise there. Because we don't need to open doors, we're not going back there. Discard that and unlock my autoloader. So my assault rifle will now have a capacity ammo of 1. And yeah, those are my 2 actions. Turn goes around and it's my turn again. I have 3 cards. I'm going to do one more action. I want to keep my nerves of steel, so whenever an intruder pops out, I am ready, because I can ignore the effect of the surprise attack. This is our next turn. We can still do 2 more actions. By the way, if you cannot do 2 actions in 1 turn, you have to pass. So I'm going to move here, but maybe I will do that carefully and then pass. Oh, we didn't do a noise roll here. I'm sorry about that. Let's do a noise roll. That's 3, and we will add a noise here. Let's do the careful movement. I'm going to use 2 cards because careful movement requires you to use 2 cards. I'm going to use 2 cards to do a careful movement here. Now, instead of rolling a noise roll, you have the power to place the noise token anywhere. So in this case, I can only place it in 1 or 2. So I'm just going to place it here. So now we're going to open this location. And this is a surgery room. Oh my god, that's awesome, because in our objective, we need a surgery room. Haha. So maybe we can commit to this one. Let's see. Alright, surgery room, and it has 1 item on it and a turret. So let's see. I hope this turret is friendly. So the item is 1. Let's put it there, and let's get a turret. So when you add a turret on the board, it will have this status. It's either one of these 3. It can be inactive, it can target intruder, or it will target all, even the player. So let's see that. Shuffle this. Let's see. Put it here and reveal the topmost. Oh no, the turret is red. That means it will attack all, even me. Okay, so we have a turret, an aggressive turret. So we receive a light wound. Now the next challenge is, if we stay in this room and we pass our turn, it will attack us again during the fire check step. So that would give us 2 wounds. So let's think if we're going to pass on this turn, or let's move to the next room. We still have 1 card. We can keep this one, or I can use it to move here so that I don't get attacked again by this turret. I'm going to do that. Let's just hope that we roll a 4 or a 3, because if we roll 1 or 2, we're going to get attacked or an intruder will spawn. So here's hoping. Spend this card, move. This is not a careful movement, so going here. Let us open the place first. Oh no! This is the nest. All of the eggs are here. Currently it has how many? 5 eggs. And it can't be malfunctioned. You cannot search on the nest. So we are at the nest. Now we're going to take a noise roll. And hopefully it's not a 1 and 2 because we accidentally stepped into the nest. So please don't be mad at me. Oh wow. But this is also good. So if you roll this, all of the corridors are these numbered spaces, will have a noise token, but it will not trigger anything. Okay, so semi good and semi bad, if you ask me. So number 4 here, and you will notice here in number 3, it is a vent. A vent is that space. So that means all of the spaces on the board that has this red light already has one noise token. So that is bad and also good. That will end our turn, and luckily there are no intruders on the board. So if we follow the event phase, we will move the time track, right? And then intruder attack, fire damage, right? We're not in the turret, so we will not get fired at. And resolve an event card. An event card says, so these two will move, but they're not on the board. So let's move here. Open all doors. So this door will now open. That's good. 2 good things happen. We will resolve our intruder bag. We will draw one from the bag. It's a larva. It says here, remove this token from the intruder bag and add 1 adult. So it matured. So from a larva, it becomes an adult. So we will add this adult to the bag. Okay, so it developed behind the scenes. Okay, at the end of the turn, we will draw again 5 cards from our wonderful deck. So there's no intruder on the board yet, so we don't have to choose from our objective. So far so good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all our cards. We have 1 light wound, by the way. Let's try not to die. I should go to the surgery, because it only says here place the blue character corpse token. So let's see. Okay, so it only says to leave in the room, so we should have dropped it there, because we can drop items anytime. So that's a mistake on my part. I forgot about that. But we must move on. This is now a new turn. I'm thinking of going back to the surgery room, but I can't because I cannot move carefully anymore because there are noise tokens here. That means an intruder will come out. I can move here. Eventually, we have to go to the cockpit because we have to check if we're headed to Earth. But if we go too far, we cannot go back to the surgery room to drop the body. So I'm thinking now. But yeah, I don't want to stay in the nest. I want to go forward. I cannot go back because I will get shot at and an intruder will come here, and I don't want that to happen. So I'm just going to move using interruption because I don't have anyone to cancel. This is to interrupt another player's action, so this is good. I'm going to discard that to do a movement. Maybe I should do a careful movement. I'm going to discard the basic repairs. So that's 2 cards I spent, so I can carefully move here, and I'm going to add a token, a noise token in number 3, just because, So now that we are here, let's open up this number 2. This is the alarm room. Alarm room just makes noise. Alright, so it starts at 4 and rounded down so we have 2. So we can do a search action here. It's malfunction, so it's not working. Currently have 2 malfunction on the ship, and we only have a total of 8. Keep that in mind, because put all 8 on the board, game over if you need to add 1 more. Second action, I'm going to search, reduce that by 1. I'm gonna take a green item. Okay, so we have adrenaline injection and military drugs. Adrenaline injection, draw 1 card. You may play all of your actions in this single round. Then you must pass. Military drugs, discard any number of cards from your hand. Well, this will be useful. Military drugs, so I'm going to take the military drugs. I'm gonna keep 1 card. So I'm going to move using this. This is safe 100%. Let's open that. This is a shower room. It has 1 item and it's malfunction. Marker. Okay, and then let's roll the noise marker. Please, not the danger. It's the danger. What once was safe is now dangerous. Okay, I will end my turn there, keeping 1 card in my hand. So let's move the time track. 12 rounds remaining. No intruder, no fire damage. And then let's resolve the event card. Okay, egg protection. Resolve an encounter for each character who is in the nest. Luckily, we run away from the nest, so this does nothing. Okay, let's draw to 5 cards. 2, 3, 4, 5. I want to go here. Careful movement. So I'm going here, and I'm going to put the noise marker here, and I don't have a choice. And let's open. So there's a door behind me, 4 items. And this is the fire control system. Okay, so 2, I'm here, the door closes. The next action, I'm keeping my combat items because I'm feeling I'm going to encounter some intruders soon. So I'm going to discard my search. Oh wait, we forgot to do the bag development. I'm so sorry. So this is the bag development for the previous round. It's a larva. That means you remove that and add an adult. It's growing and growing. Okay, so that's for the previous round. Now that's taken care of, we can continue our turn. I'm thinking of searching or moving to the cockpit. I think I have decided. I'm just going to search because if I stay here, nothing happens. There's no intruder. So I'm going to search and pass my turn. For here, I will reduce it to 1 as well. And I will search in the yellow room. We have fire extinguisher, and this one is technical corridor plant, so I'm going to take this, add it to my inventory. I currently have energy charge, military drugs, technical corridor plants. Alright, I will end my turn there, keeping 2 cards in my hand. What will happen next is I will move the time track to 11. We have 11 rounds remaining. Intruder, attack, fire damage, nothing. Let's resolve an event. Scent of prey. Place a noise marker in every corridor connected to a room containing a character with a slime marker. We don't have a slime marker. Hahaha. Okay, so this does nothing. So far so easy. We haven't encountered anything yet. Intruder bug development. So if this is an adult, we will have to perform a noise roll, and that will for sure bring out an intruder because we have noise markers there. So please don't be an adult. Yes, it's not an adult. It is a something else. I don't know. Remove this token from N1. Breeder. Breeders are dangerous. Okay, so I remove that, and this is the symbol or the icon for breeder, and I will add it to the bag. Okay, so still no intruder. That's good. Let's draw back to 5. I have 2. I will only draw 3. So I want to move to the cockpit. I'm thinking of moving there carefully. So demolition and rest I'm going to use. Going here, and where should I put this? I think I'm going that direction later, so I'm going to put it here. And then next action says here I need to spend 2. I can check or set destination, so that's expensive. Full auto and taking aim, so that this one I can use to run. So I'm going to use 2 cards to check our coordinates. Let's see, so the letter B here points to Venus, so we are not going to Earth when we don't want that. So according to the rule book, if the ship is not going to Earth and I slept in the hibernatorium, I will die. So if I want to use this to survive instead of escape pod, I will have to point that to Earth. But anyway, I'm going to end my turn because I only have 1 card. I'm going to move the time track to 10. There's no intruder, there's no fire. I'm going to resolve an event, hatching. Discard 1 egg from the intruder board. Here's what an egg looks like. And any characters in the nest room whose players have no action cards left are infested. Good thing we're not in the nest and we still have 1 card. If no character was infested, put a larva token in the intruder bag. So that's very thematic. So the egg hatched, it didn't go inside anybody, it's just going inside the bag. Development, and then later on it will grow into an adult. That's very thematic and I really applaud them. So that's the event. Let's do the intruder bag development. So let's see, what is this? Oh no, it's the queen. Return this token to the bag. If there's a character in the nest room, we're not in the nest room, place the queen miniature there and resolve an encounter. If there are no characters in the nest, add 1 egg. She made an egg, so she just goes back. Maybe she sensed that one of her eggs already hatched, so she had to make 1. That's the intruder development. Let's end our turn there and draw back to 5. 1, 2, 3. Shuffle our discard 4 and 5. Just to be sure, since there's still no intruder, I'm just gonna set that to letter D using basic repair and search. Letter D is Earth, so I'm going to point that to Earth just in case we're going to use the hibernatorium for our survival or for our escape. Alright, I have decided that when an intruder comes out, I'm going to take this objective because I haven't found the room to send the signal and to destroy the ship, because I made sure that it survives with the earth and the engine, so the ship will not be destroyed. However, I can still destroy the nest, but I will still go with the emergency post-mortem. Let's just say I want to find out what happened to this person that I am carrying. Maybe it's his best friend. So that's our first action. So I want to do that. I want to go back to the surgery room. So if I travel here, the only chance that I'm getting is 1. I'm gonna risk it now. I discarded Nerves of Steel to move here. I'm going to roll, and my only hope is 1 danger and silence. So, oh my goodness, we rolled the 1, so we place 1 here, and we still haven't summoned or spawned an intruder. We are moving very quietly. Right, so let's open this area. This is the storage. I can search for an item for 2 cards. Search without using the search card. Oh no, this is a malfunction room. 1 and the malfunction token. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 malfunction. I'm going to keep this just in case. I don't want to end in the nest. So if I want, I'm gonna move. This is a hard spot. Okay, move the time track. It's now 9. Resolve the event. Each intruder on the board heals 2 injuries. There's no intruder, so that's good for us. Then back development. I hope it's not an adult, because if it's an adult, for sure it's gonna come out. It's an adult. It says here, return this token to the bag and perform a noise roll. Okay, so we have 2 chances still. The danger and the silence, because the danger says it moves the intruder to your room because you're too noisy, but if there's no intruder, you just place a noise marker on every corridor that doesn't have a noise marker. So in this case, all of them already has 1. That's safe for us. So let's roll this. X or danger. That's a 3. That means this is the first intruder and it came out of the technical corridor from the vent. Okay, so this will be done in steps. First of all, what you need to do is remove all noise markers surrounding that room, including the technical corridor. Next is, we will draw an intruder token from the bag to determine what type of intruder will be on the board, and pray that it's not a queen. Let's shuffle, let's shuffle, let's shuffle. Okay. It is an adult. And then let's add that miniature to the board. Let's add that miniature. That is the alien that we are facing. So we have our first alien on the board. You will check the number at the back and compare that to the number of your cards in hand. And if your cards in hand is less than the number, you get a surprise attack. Our card is lower than the number. Surprise attack will be draw an intruder attack card, and then first thing you will do is check the icon here, the symbol. If it matches our intruder, the one attacking us, it does this. If not, the attack misses. So in this case, this is a queen and that is an adult, so the attack misses. We are lucky. That is it. So that is the intruder. We have our first intruder. Now we will do the intruder bag development. It's an adult again, but it says here return it and perform a noise roll, and if a player is already in combat with an intruder, you don't roll any noise. That does nothing, and that ends our turn. Let's draw back to 5. So I draw 3. Now we want to go here, but we have an intruder. Whenever we move, it will attack us like an opportunity attack. So I want to kill that. Since I have a lot of ammo, I can also use covering fire. Discard 1 ammo, move without triggering an intruder attack. But then again, another one will summon here, and that's the nest, and we don't want that to happen in the nest. Let's try to kill. I'm going to perform a shoot. With your energy weapon, you can reroll your first result on the combat die. Assault rifle. Whenever we deal at least 1 injury, we deal another injury. So let's see here. I'm going to attack, going to discard 1 ammo, and I'm going to roll the die. So this is 2 damage, 1 damage. So the icon is the adult. This is a miss as well. Miss because that's not it. And this is a miss. So we have a chance of 1, 2, 3 chances to hit. So let's roll. This is an attack. And I can reroll our first result. So that's a blank. I'm going to reroll that. Okay, that's another miss. Our aimed shot misses. My second action will be to just cover fire. I'm just gonna move away from him. Discard 1 ammo. Move yourself without triggering an intruder attack. So I'm going to move here. So it didn't attack me, but I still have to roll the noise roll. I have to hope to get 1. If not, another intruder will pop out. Oh, it's a 1. I just have to hope and hope. There's a noise here. Because if I move here to the nest, I don't want to end my turn in the nest. So I'm going to end my turn there with 3 cards in hand. So move the time track. 8 rounds remaining. We can now use the hibernatorium, and we are near the surgery room, so that's fine. Intruder attack. It says that each intruder with an enemy in front of them or in the same room they will attack, but we are not there. We managed to run, so we will skip intruder attack. Let's resolve an event card. Consuming fire. Now if there is an icon of the adult here, they will move, but fortunately there's no adult because this is the icon or symbol of the adult, not this. They will not move. And then consuming fire. Set item counter to 0 in each room with the fire marker. There's no fire. Fortunately, it's done. That's it. Next is intruder bag development. I hope this is not an adult. It's an adult. That means we have to roll again. Put it back in the bag and roll. So hoping for an X and a danger. So that's 2. That means there will be an intruder. Remove all the noise. Draw from the bag. What type of intruder appears? Hoping not the queen. It is a breeder. The breeder arrives. And let's find that miniature. That is the breeder. Oh my god, that's huge. And at the back of the token is a number 4. And if we compare that to our hand, it's 3. No matter how many cards we keep, this is a lot. So they will do a surprise attack. A surprise attack is just a normal attack. We will draw an intruder card. If it shows the symbol of the breeder, it attacks, but No symbol of the breeder. This is the queen. The surprise attack misses me, but that is one huge miniature. That's the intruder bag development. That ends our turn. So let's draw back to 5. Okay, we have 5 cards here. Let's do our turn. I want to go to the nest and directly to the surgery. I don't want to end my turn in the nest. So what I can do here is I can do full auto on this breeder. Discard all ammo from the rifle to perform a shoot action. You deal 1 additional injury for every 2 ammo discarded, even if you miss. So I currently have 3. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do full auto because I can reload with the energy charge. So don't worry. So full auto. Let's keep it here to the side so it's near. That means I'm going to do a shoot action. And also my assault rifle says each time I deal 1 injury, I deal 1 additional injury. So this is already 2 injury. That's a miss. That is already a 2 injury because of our full auto and our rifle effect here. Each time you deal at least 1 injury, deal 1 additional. So we dealt 1 and then 1, that's 2. So to check damage, let's put it here first. So the breeder is dealt 2 damage. We will check the intruder attack. I drew an intruder card. If the number here is equal or less than the damage, the breeder is dead. If it's more than, then it's alive. There's no number. What does it mean? Let me check the rulebook. Okay, so sorry. For the breeder, it says draw 2. So this is 1 and this is 1. So 5 health. This happens for the breeder and the queen. You draw 2 and add it together. So it's still alive, but at least we remove 2 powerful cards. That is our first action, and that's how you deal damage. Sorry, when the intruder arrived, we have to choose, and I already chose this before that happened, so that's good. I just forgot to execute it. So this is our final objective now. So that's our target. Let's go to the surgery. I'm going to move if I can, but I don't have that. So that's only first action. Second action is to use the energy charge, fully load our energy weapon, and since it's an auto loader, we don't need to spend a card to activate that. So I get full recharge ammunition. I will discard that now, and I will get 6 for my rifle. That's our second action. Our third action, maybe let's attack the breeder. The only way we can hit the breeder is when we roll this and this. Okay, the rest is a miss. So let's hope we hit one. Come on. It's a miss. So we have 5 ammo left. Let's attack again. Come on, let's hope. Yes! 2 damage. And since we are a soldier, we deal 1 more. So that's 3 damage. Oh my goodness, that's a good shot. So a total of 5 damage to the breeder. Let's see if he dies. 5 damage. We have 4 and 2. That's 6 health. So we did not kill the breeder yet. It's not yet dead. Okay, you know what? I'm determined to kill this breeder, so I'm just going to attack again for my turn. I don't know if this is wise, but yeah, I'm doing that. I'm going to roll. I hope we get this icon again. Come on, come on. Just 1. No, that's a failure. And I'm going to pass my turn with 1 card in hand. So that ends our turn. We move to time track. 7 rounds remaining. And intruder attack. The breeder attacks us because we're in the same space. If the breeder icon is in here, they will deal damage, and it is in the card. So this is a breeder icon. It says here, all characters in the room who have at least 2 serious wounds die So we don't have 2 serious wounds, we only have 1 light wound. Any characters in this room suffer 1 serious wound. Oh, that's bad. Serious wounds disables you. So we have a hand here. The cost of all your item actions is increased by 1. So we have an injured hand. So that's already 1 serious wound. If we have 3 serious wound and we receive another one, we die. So that's 1 out of 3. Okay, that's the intruder attack, fire damage, resolve event card. Alright, so the adult moves to number 4. This one moves to 4. The breeder, it's in combat, so it doesn't move unless it retreats in combat in the intruder attack card. So it doesn't happen. We drew the retreat in the card earlier. The breeder should have retreated. Okay, I can confirm in the rulebook that when we drew this icon, that means the breeder retreats, but that's too late. We will ignore that. We will continue as if we did not draw that card, so the breeder stays here. That's fine. Okay, and the breeder will not move because I am in that space. Next thing we will do is the event short circuit. Place a malfunction marker on each yellow room with a computer. Remove this event from the game and reshuffle the events deck. Okay, all of the yellow rooms are gone. Yellow room, this is 1 and this is 2. So we have 2 malfunctions left and the ship will be broken, and we will shuffle our event deck. Let's do the bag development. Please not the queen. Adult. We have an intruder in our space, so we don't roll anything. I have 1 card in hand. Let's draw 4 more. Yeah, this is the covering fire. That's the one that we can use to escape, to go to the nest and then to the surgery and leave the token there. So I'm going to do that. Covering fire. I will discard 1 ammo, 2 remaining, so I can move here to the nest. The breeder will not attack me. I will do a noise roll. So I have a chance of 4 and 3. Just not 1 and 2. 4 and 3, that's cool. The 3 here is the technical corridor. Second action will be, I want to move here to the surgery, but for sure there will be an intruder, yes. So what I want to do is I'm going to use 1 card to move 1 space here in the surgery. I hope that's an X or a danger and we are safe. But first of all, we get shot at by this turret. So that's 1 damage. We have 2 light wounds now and an X. We are silent, so we did not spawn any additional intruder here. And perfectly, we can drop our body, our comrade here in the surgery room. And now, the only thing we need to do is to survive. To do that, we have to sleep in the hibernatorium. And I'm going to do that now. Hopefully, I succeed. So, I don't want to stay here in the turret. I want to move to the armory because it will shoot us again. So moving to the armory I will use my basic repairs to move to the armory. So this is my second turn. So this is my first action of the second turn. I move here and my chance would be 1 and 2. Wait, move away. Yeah. 2. Perfect. Perfect. Here. Oh, but if I go here, the intruder will spawn and it might do a surprise attack on me. So better I end my turn now so that I don't spawn and get surprise attack here. But I still have a chance of 3. You know what? I'm a risk taker. I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna use demolition to move there. I'm gonna move in this spot for my second action for this turn. I'm hoping I roll a 3 or an X or a danger. That's a 1. That's okay. An intruder spawns here. Remove all of the noise tokens surrounding it. Then let's find out which one will spawn. Please not the queen. Come on. Oh, a larva. Oh no. It will go inside our body. Wait, do we have a card? Yes, we have 1 card. Okay. So a larva token appears in our space. This looks like a face hugger. So it appears on our space. And the number is 1, and luckily we have 1 card in our hand, so it doesn't do a surprise attack, because if it does, it will go inside our body and we have a higher chance of dying. So we don't want that to happen. So that's lucky. No surprise attack. Now I'm thinking if I end here, it will do an attack again in the intruder attack step. Okay, so this is bad. And I mean bad. Whatever we do, this larva will go inside our body unless we kill it. Whenever a larva attacks, if you don't draw an intruder attack, it automatically hits, goes inside your body, and there's an effect when your body, when your character has a larva token, you immediately die. It bursts out of your body. So the best thing to do here is to shoot it. And what's best thing to shoot it with is a full automatic. So it says here discard all ammo from assault rifle. We have 2 remaining. This is the last ammo we have, and I will deal automatic 1 injury. So this larva should be dead immediately. It takes 1 damage and it dies. So I will roll whenever, even if I miss, I will still hit because of the full auto. So this is heaven sent, perfect timing. And roll the die. I hope it hits. The only thing that will miss is a blank, and that's a 2 hit. So overkill and overkill. So that is dead. Whew. All right, that is our turn. We have 0 cards, and let's move the time track. We have 6 rounds remaining, and intruder attack, they don't attack because we are not in their space. Next is fire damage, and then resolve an event card. The breeder moves to number 1, and number 1 is here, and the queen moves, but there's no queen on the board. Each intruder on the board heals 2 injury. So the breeder heals 2. We only have 3 damage to him, or to her, because that's a breeder. So she strengthens. This is discarded now. That is the event. Next is the intruder development bag. That is an adult. It says here I will reroll. I will roll the noise. That is a danger. That is so evil. We have 1 here. We have 2 and 3. Okay, but good thing is it did not happen in the hibernatorium, because when we go inside the hibernatorium, we will roll the noise die, and there's a chance that an intruder will spawn there. So now currently our only chance is rolling 1. So let's do our next turn. Let's draw 5. 1 2 3 4 5. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my search to carefully move to the hibernatorium. Oh, now we have 2 chances. So now it is like casino. I'm going to pick a number that I believe will not be rolled. So 1 and 4. I don't think I will roll 1 and 4 at the same in one roll. So 2 and 3 I'm guessing, no? So I'm going there. The next action will be, if this is successful, the game ends. I'm going inside the hibernatorium. So if you can see here, it costs 2 cards, and we will try to hibernate. But it says here, perform a noise roll. So that is very dangerous. And it says here, if any intruder shows up, your attempt is has failed. But if no intruder appears, remove your character, and you manage to hibernate successfully. So this is it, guys. This is the moment, the game ending moment. I'm going to use 2 to go inside the hibernatorium, and wish me luck that oh my god, I hope I roll 1 2 X or danger. That's the chances, not 4 and 1. 2 3 silence and danger. 2 3 silence and danger. Come on. Yes, yes. That's 3. That means the noise goes here, and it did not, no intruder was spawned, and I successfully hibernated, and that is the end of the game. Oh my god, that suspense. Okay, So, our objective, we succeeded in doing this. Place the blue character corpse object in the surgery room. This is it. It's in the surgery room. And then, we have to check the engine. It should be, a majority should be green. If 2 or 3 of the top are green, that's successful. Then we have to check the coordinate. If the ship survive up to this moment, reveal the coordinate. If the ship is not headed Earth, all people in the hibernatorium dies. So we made sure that goes to Earth. And contamination, we don't have any contamination. That is great because we are long range. We did not lose ammo, so we are shooting them from afar. They didn't manage to damage us. And also objective check, we already did that, so let's do that. Let's check the engines. I'm sure this is damaged, but 2 of them are working. So engine check, good. Our coordinate, this is letter D, and Earth is letter D, so we are going to Earth. And that is a successful game of Nemesis.